Good afternoon, dear friends. Thank you very much for your coming. We all are very glad to see you here today. And now we would like to tell you some information about one of the events which keeps in tension almost all the world already for some months. I think you have already guessed that it is the world global economic crisis. I think you all of course know that almost all countries of our world now suffer from this unpleasant event, and nobody can now say exactly when it will finish. But now we can only mention some possible reasons of the crisis and tell some information about how it influences different areas of activity. So, how could it all happen? The first focus about the near beginning of the crisis appeared in the autumn. However, in the middle of January we all were shocked when we suddenly heard the news about the fall of the stock market. Some time later, oil prices also fell. And now, from everywhere, every day, we hear about the awful state of affairs and how terrible our future can be. The level of unemployment grows every day, and it is not so easy to most of people to find a new job, especially in a small town. And in some towns, for instance, in Novotroitsk in Russia, the crime rate grows sharply. However, not only people feel the sad consequences of the crisis. Animals in zoos don't have the appropriate food, and reserves don't receive enough financing. So, now you can see that the crisis is not the tail, but really exists and influences all us. However, what can be the reasons of this event? Of course, the first reason that we can name is the overproduction of the main world currency, the USA dollar. The main problem in this situation is that the whole world just gives the USA different goods in exchange for simple papers, which are not supplied with gold. Nowadays, a lot of analysts also consider that there is a small group of people in the world which manages all economic processes. But this question is very difficult, and we unfortunately don't have the time to go into details today. As I have already mentioned, all the spheres are under the effect of the crisis nowadays. Of course, it is no doubt that the first blow was made to the A-group industry. Machinery, construction and defense industry suffer now most of all. But the service and entertainment industry is not the exception. The hotel and tourism industry has been suffering in the last few years due to the world events. And the great economic crisis influences a lot this sphere.
However, some journalists suggested that the crisis will influence our sphere. Other commentators say that it's all more positive. So, some companies are determined by tourism and service have managed to cope with this. But of course, they manage just to cope with leisure, but not business travel, unfortunately. So we can see that this sphere has not always avoided the crisis. And what about some other spheres? How does the global economic crisis influences, for example, the industry of entertainment? Analysts say that this sphere is very stable at the periods of world crisis. So this happens, according to their words, because people in crisis prefer not to go, for example, shopping, but to go to the cinema or to buy a DVD disc. And if to speak about Hollywood, at first sight it seems that the crisis does not frighten this industry. And American film producers explain their tranquility. They say that when the whole world is in crisis, an economical crisis, people want to distract themselves from their life problems, and cinema can make a therapist effect. As proof of their words, we can remember the fact that even in times of Great Depression, Americans went to the cinema to see some new films with a great pleasure. And if to speak about some famous Hollywood actors, they say that even if crisis affects the industry, it will be seen only in popcorn consumption.
But the real state of the affair is not as optimistic as it can seem to you. Hollywood has a lot of different problems because of the economic crisis. And first of all, in spite of the fact that people continue going to the cinemas, not all type of films can win during this difficult period. Success will wait for comedies and cartoon films, while producers of thriller and horror film will have great financial problems. And when people are trying to overcome difficulties appear because of the crisis, they don't want to see that or violence even on the screen. So, moreover, analysts think that now Hollywood will have to
cope with this because the salary of scriptwriters is very low and the contract has failed. So everything is not so optimistic. And so today here we have some kind of Hollywood model, and I want to represent you our WATB awards and our anchors for today, Alina and Anya.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are very glad to welcome you at this very special ceremony.
Yes, WATB award ceremony is held here in Hollywood despite all odds. Economic crisis, go away!
And we congratulate all members of the WATB group with this successful second year. Thank you for your patience, hard working and creativity.
Yes, I would like to highlight some members of our group due to their unique qualities. And the first award is given for the long-lasting, good neighborly relationship at one desk. Guess who it is?
So there must be something unexpected. Maybe Brad Pitt?
Remember, there are two of them.
And Jelly?
Well, this couple, I think this couple is even better.
And so... the wrong envelope.
What?
It's the wrong
Another
envelope.
envelope.
Oh. Sorry.
So meet Sin and Andrew.
We are so pleased to get this award.
Yes, we sit together for such a long time that under no circumstances could we leave our lucky desk.
And now, when Hollywood is suffering from the crisis, I think we will spend even more time working hard behind our lucky desk.
Yes, definitely. During past 2 years, we got so used to our lucky desk that I think we need to take it for our own.
Oh, little did I know about your crafty plan.
Thank you, guys. You can take your desk to the ceremony.
I can't stop crying.
Oh, calm down, honey. I think the next winner might have helped you. And so the next award is given to the best psychotherapist ever. And so, oh, thank you. And so, Listener and Masha.
Thank you very much. Thank you to my loser friends whom I helped to solve their problems. Thank you to my biology teacher who made me study this subject. Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone, to my mom, to my dad, to my so-called friends at school who bullied me from dawn till dark. and which inspired me to study psychology, to start observing people's behavior. Were not you, I would never get this award. By the way, we would like to announce that due to economical crisis, more and more people come to us for help. That's why now we work 24 hours a day.
If you've got a problem, just call us.
Thank you.
I hope you'll help me.
Of course.
Sorry, I have broken my heel, but I managed to come just a bit late.
Never mind. The next award is given to the person who always struggles every possible kind of obstacles and gets into troubles and then struggles again, but finally she makes it to the English class. And the winner is...
Thank you.
And the winner is Kate Brer. Thank you so much. But I think in next year I will never be late because of the economical crisis. While people are losing their jobs and try to economize and go by metro instead of riding car, the routes are getting looser. So I'm so glad being appreciated so much by you. Thank you.
Speak up. Speak up.
It's not so easy. What's next?
It's already messed up. Remember your words. Remember what director told you.
The director. And the next award goes to our all-in-one director and scriptwriter, Katya Filimonova.
Thank you guys for this amazing show. I'm very flattered to having all this, and I think your dialogue was very amazing about this director thing. Yeah. But I'd like to put you in the picture a little bit of my work. I have been directing for maybe about 2 years, writing some extra performances for this WATB people, and I should say that they are really ambitious, hardworking and principled, and in the first place for me is to make our work better, to achieve mutual understanding, as without it we won't have a good result, because as you know, if you're not a team, so you'll fail, and it concerns not only theater or movie business, it concerns every part of business activity, because you know this well-known crisis influences their international market, domestic market, and launching a product we encounter so many problems and obstacles because investing a great amount of money, we don't get it back, and that is why it is very awful and people are scared of losing their job. But I think we shouldn't be cast down, as these circumstances are motivating for us, and we should find the right way to benefit from it. Thank you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
Anya,
Yes.
do you hear it?
Hear what?
Exactly. You just hear the silence.
And I think I know what it means. It's the award given for the longest silent period of time.
Come on, let's...
Bring him in.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad to speak to you. You're all good listeners. God bless you. You know, I hope you understand my message. Rainforests in South America are being cut down. Little pandas and insects lose their homes. And what about crisis? Crisis hits us every second. I swear, God, we will rise up. We will...
Sorry, go.
Sorry.
Thank you.
And have you heard of Pedal Pills?
Yes, I've heard of it. I think it is the most favorite gothic band of our next winner.
Yes, you're right. And the next award goes to the best Romeo and Juliet actress.
always wondering how winning the Oscar would feel like. Surprisingly, not like this. This moment is such more bigger than me. This moment is for my teacher, for my colleagues, for my parents, who have been always encouraging me and giving me power for going ahead and ahead. And special thanks for our production group, WATB, for giving me this wonderful and amazing role and for giving me a chance to feel myself like a real brunette. Thank you.
Yes, I know what it means. Our next award goes to the Breakthrough of the Year, the Survivor.
And so,
it goes to...
Masha Zamahayeva.
Hello, dear ladies and gentlemen, and I want to thank everybody from my group, and I want to say that actually yesterday I felt myself terribly nervous, and I couldn't even imagine lessons in a group of English professors. And now I'm really happy to be acquainted with everybody of you, and I want to thank you and our fantastic teacher Kamo Pavlovich for helping me during studying process. Thank you.
And our last but not the least,
yes,
award goes to our server.
And so, Anna, please wake up. We want to congratulate you. And I know that Anya has one envelope left.
Yes, I think so too.
And so I think the last award goes to the best teacher of the VATB group. Congratulations, Kamo Pavlovich.
Well, really I have some excitement perhaps, because really this one was unexpected for me. I haven't expected anything, so I knew that these people were getting and doing something, so thank you very much that you also appreciated me as much as I do. So I mean I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
We'd like to thank you, our audience, for your patience and for your always being there for us. Thank you very much.
Yes. WATB member on the stage. And so we would like to thank you one more time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Спасибо.